Barb loves to take care of all of our elephants here at Toyota Elephant Passage. Speaking of taking care of our elephants, for today's demonstration with some amazing behaviors, I'll tell you all about how we take care of our elephants with a training session. But before I get into any of that, can anybody tell me the name of the elephant that is joining us? Oh, I thought I heard it. This is Duncan. Duncan, take a bow, buddy. Duncan is just one of our 6 male Asian elephants that call Toyota Elephant Passage their home. And they can be a little bit hard to tell apart from one another. They're all giants and they're all elephant shaped. But for Duncan, he is our youngest. He's only 11 years old. And since he is our youngest, I think, I think he still has a little bit of a baby face. His head doesn't quite fit the rest of his body. It still has a little bit of growing to do. He also is our smallest elephant, only weighing in around 8,000 pounds. So he's just a little guy. And now that you know that this is Duncan, you can say hi to him maybe later today or on your next visit. Here at Denver Zoo Conservation Alliance, we are a leader in elephant care, and we're able to share the success we've had housing our 6 male Asian elephants, which, by the way, is the largest herd of male elephants in all of North America. We're able to share that success with other zoos around the country, as well as our conservation partners around the world. And a big reason for the success comes down to these training sessions. Exactly what's happening right in front of you today. We use a very specific style of training here at the zoo, something called operant conditioning with a focus on positive reinforcement, which is a whole lot of big words. That basically means that whenever we're doing training with any of our animals, we're asking if they would like to participate. That ask might be a hand signal. It might be a verbal signal, like a word. Either way, it is an ask, a big behavior coming from Duncan. I do think that deserves a round of applause. Since we are asking Duncan if he would like to do these amazing behaviors, it is up to him whether or not he would like to participate. And it's not only his choice on whether or not he wants to do training, it's his choice on how he wants to spend his day in general. Just like you all have that same exact choice. Raise your hand for me if you love coming to the zoo. Alright, that's not bad. I can't count very fast, so I'll just count that as everybody. Now raise your hand for me if sometimes instead we just want to relax with a movie. And it's okay, we can be honest. I'll count that as Duncan raising his hand for going to the movies. So whether you're a zoo goer, a movie goer, or both, you have that choice on how you'd like to spend your day. Duncan has that same exact choice. So whether he wants to come and hang out with us, do some training, get some tasty snacks, maybe he just wants to hang back, relax, munch down on some hay. It is always up to him. However, these training sessions are important for a few reasons. One is this is a great time for some extra exercise just like this. Oh, it is not done. Keep going, Duncan. Oh, that is spectacular and pretty adorable. These different large behaviors allowing our elephants to move around those giant muscles and joints, but not only is this important for body exercise, it's important for what I like to call brain exercise. As Duncan is using his brain, thinking about what Barb might be asking of him, he is not only flexing his body muscles, he's flexing his brain muscles as well. Another important reason we do these sessions is they allow our elephants to participate in their own health care. As you can probably imagine, it is not easy to get an elephant to the vet. Duncan doesn't exactly fit through the doors of the Johnson Animal Hospital. So it is way easier for him to participate in his own health care right here in the comfort of his home. So a lot of these behaviors that you're seeing from him today allows our animal care staff, like Barb, to get a closer look at different parts of his body, whether it's asking him to lift up a leg, so we can take a look at his nails.
I guess it's a video, guys.
Of his feet. Again,
not a short.
weighing in a little over 8,000 pounds. That is so much weight to be putting on those feet all day long, so we need to make sure that they're nice and healthy. We may ask him to lift up his trunk and open up his mouth so we can take a look at his teeth. Elephants do have teeth, and they're pretty far back there, so we need to ask him to open it really wide, check those out. We can also see how his muscles and joints are moving around, especially in those larger behaviors, like when Duncan got all the way down to the ground, making sure that overall he is a happy and healthy elephant, or like that behavior. However, all of these behaviors that you're seeing out here, while spectacular, are only practice for longer behaviors, or in some cases even procedures. Showing us his tusks allows us to ask Duncan to go to the dentist, where we can do things like tusk trims or shaping. We might ask Duncan to participate in elephant pedicures, trimming up his nails or getting rid of any extra skin around his feet. Pedicures are one of Duncan's most favorite things in the entire world. Usually they take about 20 to 30 minutes per session. However, sometimes they're a little shorter, maybe 10 to 15 minutes. Duncan wants a long pedicure. He's really trying to get his money out of that service. So if he doesn't feel like that pedicure session was long enough, he's going to let us know, usually with a pretty loud trumpet. Other things we can do are blood draws. Blood draws, or getting a little bit of blood from our elephants, allows us to check for things like disease or germs, make sure they're getting everything they need from their food. So all sorts of ways to make sure that our elephants are staying happy and healthy here at their home, including these amazing behaviors. However, all of the things that I've talked about up till now, whether it's the behaviors you're seeing out here today, all the way up to blood draws, are ways that we can make sure our elephants are staying physically healthy. It's also important that our elephants are socially healthy as well. And for the social health of boy elephants, that comes with some extra challenges. Boy elephants don't create the typical herds that we normally think of for elephants. Those herds that we may have seen at other zoos or on nature documentaries are usually female herds of elephants, what are called matriarchal herds. Those female herds are led by the dominant female, usually grandma or great-grandma, and they're made up of other girl elephants and their babies. Boys don't really spend time with those matriarchal herds. By the time a boy elephant is between 6 and 10 years old, they've left the herd that they were born into, or usually their mom kicks them out, and they'll go off on their own, but occasionally meet up with other boy elephants to create what are called loose bachelor herds. That's exactly what we have here at the zoo. Those loose bachelor herds might meet up for a few days at a time and then go off on their own, and then another few days later, come back together again. That also means that our elephants need a lot of social flexibility, because they'll have days where they do want to be more social, hang out with a buddy or a few, but they also have days, including Duncan, where they want to be more independent. They want their own space, their own alone time, just like I assume many of you want. But just in case, I can check. Raise your hand for me if all day, every single day, you want to spend time with friends and family. Anyone? Oh, that's actually a fair amount of hands. If you did raise your hand, you are more social than I am. If you didn't raise your hand, then it might mean that, similar to our elephants, we sometimes need that space away from others, that alone time. Being able to offer that type of flexibility means our elephants aren't just physically healthy, but they are socially healthy as well. And having healthy Asian elephants is very important because they're an endangered species. There's only about 35,000 of them left in the entire world, including the 6 that live here at the zoo. And a big reason for that population decline is due to habitat loss, specifically because of something called palm oil. Palm oil is something that you can find in a lot of manufactured items at the grocery store, things like shampoo, candy, peanut butter. And one of the best ways that you can directly support their conservation is by buying items with sustainable palm oil in them. That sustainable palm oil comes from trees that are grown in a way that make a much better home, not only for Asian elephants, but for clouded leopards and orangutans and tigers and rhinos and all sorts of animals. A great tool to see which items have sustainable palm oil or not is a free app that you can download on your phone called the Palm Oil Scan. And I'll get back to that in just a moment. We've got another big behavior coming out from Duncan. All the way down again. And another big round of applause for Duncan. Now again, that palm oil scan, all you have to do is use it to scan the barcodes of items that you buy at the grocery store. It'll tell you exactly where that palm oil is coming from and whether it's sustainable or not. So again, palm oil scan, an excellent tool to directly support their conservation. Another great way to support them is by doing this. Being here at Denver Zoo Conservation Alliance, supporting our mission as a conservation organization to inspire communities to save wildlife for future generations. Just by being here today, you all are helping to save wildlife both here in Colorado and around the world. So thank you all so much for joining us. As we finish up with today's demonstration, you're going to see some more amazing behaviors coming out from Duncan. As he waves goodbye to everyone, I think he deserves one more big round of applause as we finish up. Hi, buddy. As we do finish up, Duncan gets the rest of his tasty snacks and probably goes off to find more. I'm going to be hanging out over here. Again, my name is Adam. Happy to answer any questions that we may have about Duncan or any of our elephants. If you do have questions, if you want to meet me underneath where I'm standing, I'd be happy to chat. Otherwise, if you're moving on, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thanks for being here.